Hello everyone. So if you're coming from the site, welcome to the testimony page of the website. If you're coming from YouTube, welcome to the video where I am telling you about my testimony, so about my faith journey. And also if you're coming from YouTube and you would like to visit the site, I will be including the link to the site in the description below. So without further ado, let's get on to my testimony. So I was baptized into the Catholic Church as an infant, so roughly 1996-97, and over the course of years until probably about 2011, I received all of the sacraments that I needed to, so baptism, reconciliation, communion, and confirmation. And but there is something that is fairly important. My parents and I did not go to Mass on a regular basis until I reached middle school. And even though it was just my mom, even then it was my mom and I that went to Mass. But that aside, so we didn't go to Mass, like hardly at all, until middle school. And things changed in middle school because there was a youth group with a specific Catholic church that my mom and I were interested in getting me involved in. And so we changed our membership from one Catholic church to another Catholic church because in order for her to help with the high school youth group, I was in middle school at the time, but for her to be involved with the high school youth group, we had to be members of that church. So we changed parishes, and so from middle school on into high school, I started going to Mass on a regular basis. I started going to confession. Well, no, I didn't start going to confession on a regular basis until later. We will get to that in a little bit. But I started going to Mass on a more regular basis. I became more and more involved with the youth groups both in middle school and high school. And by becoming involved, I mean I was involved in activities, I was involved in fundraisers, in volunteering, and mission trips, that kind of thing, different activities. And I was an altar server for several years, and I was a cross bearer for a little while. But I did not go to Mass except for on weekends, so Saturday or Sunday. If I went on Saturday, it was for the Vigil Mass. And the only other time that I went was when my school offered Mass. So I went to a Catholic school from preschool until high school graduation. And I did not go to confession except for maybe one or two times outside of the confession times that our school provided. So there's what my life was like pretty much. I didn't pray on a daily basis, if at all, on my own. So that's what my faith life was like. Like, I did what I had to do. I did a little bit with youth ministry. That's about it. And I was doing just above the bare minimum for what I had to do, with a little bit of stuff that I wanted to do. But yeah, so after I graduated college, or graduated high school, I realized I wanted to be involved with the Newman Center at the college that I was going to. For those of you who may be unaware of what Newman Centers are places for Catholic students to go and to have Catholic fellowship when they on the campuses of non-Catholic public schools. So I wanted to be involved in the Newman House at my college at Murray State. And so going in to college, I did exactly that. I started going to the 6 p.m. Mass that they had for students during the school year. I started going to the dinners that they had for students after that Mass. I was involved in Bible studies all 8 semesters of my college experience. I was part of discipleship for a little while. I started going to confession more. I started going to Mass during the week. So I started becoming more involved, and by the time the end of my sophomore year on into my junior year, I started getting even more involved. I started going to spiritual direction with one of the priests. I went to different conferences all 4 years like I said, I was part of Bible study. I was part of discipleship for a little bit. I went on a retreat my senior year. And then my junior year, I was a part of a team that helped set up Eucharistic Adoration on Monday nights. But my senior year, I stepped down because I had other stuff going on as well. So I unofficially started my junior year being the liturgical chairperson for Human House, and then I officially took up the liturgical chair the spring semester of junior year and continued through my senior year. So what that means is that as a liturgical chair, I found people to fill ministries at student mass. So I did that for 1.5 or 2 years, and then I trained the person who would take up that position after me. And then also my senior year, there were 2 things that stood out. One, I did for a class, I wrote a couple of newsletters for Newman over the course of the semester. And then for the spring break of my senior year, I went on a mission trip. And so overall, like, I even started praying on a daily basis and just overall grew in my faith and in how I practice my faith. And even after graduating from college, like, yes, I don't go to mass during the week as often, but I do still go to confession on a regular basis, and I still go to mass every Sunday, and sometimes go to mass during the week. And I still pray every day for at least 15 minutes. So all these good things are happening in my life. Like, my faith life has immensely grown since graduating from high school. But I still have rough periods in my faith life. One of the major things here recently is I keep committing the same sin over and over again. Or I have times in prayer where I feel like I'm just talking to myself and it's not worth it. Or I just forget that I'm talking to God when in prayer, or I don't pay attention to mass, like all of these different things. So I make mistakes, I backslide. But that is just a part of the faith journey. That's just a part of how it is. So, like, all we can do when and I say we because I'm a human being as well, so I'm just like you, I make mistakes. But when we make mistakes, all we can do is learn from them and grow from them, and hopefully not make the same mistake in the future. So there is my testimony. Further down the road, whenever I feel like I need to update it, I will. But as of right now, there's where I stand. So I hope you have a good day, a good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, whenever you're watching this. And yeah, bye.